Hey guys, if you're anything like me, you've been seeing a lot of posts about self-checkout lanes and whether or not we should be using them. And I really want to tackle a couple things with that. First of all, can we stop this sort of automation? And then secondly, should we want to? And there's a couple reasons I haven't really directly commented on any of these when I see them on friends and family's pages, because I think that their heart's in the right place and I don't want to come off as combative, but I really want to educate people on the scope of what's going on, and that's what I seek to do with this video. So let's get into some numbers. First of all, Netflix is really one of the best examples of automation that most people probably don't even realize. Instead of going and renting, watching movies, now you just sit down in your living room and you've paid a subscription. And what that's done is really taken away the need for a lot of things like Blockbuster. That's something that used to actually generate 84,000 jobs. So Blockbuster, it had 84,000 jobs and it had a valuation of $5 billion. So that's a ratio of 17,000 employees for every $1 billion of valuation for the company. Now Netflix actually only has 7,000 employees and it has a valuation of $152 billion. That means it only takes 46 employees for every $1 billion that they generate. That's a 99.7% increase in efficiency of worker time per dollar valuation that they generate. So this problem is already massive, and every time it hits a new area in the economy, it tends to sweep through very quickly. And the idea that people have of being able to stop this sort of thing just by not using it, well, it's an uphill battle. And unless you think you can defeat Netflix or you think you can, defeat Amazon by not using them, then we're really not going to stop automation. So the second example I want to use for automation is Amazon.com. So when you're talking about automated checkout lanes and self-checkout lanes, you're talking about one job in that store. When you're talking about an online store like Amazon, you're automating away every single job of the store. You have the warehouse, but it goes directly to the consumer. So you don't have a cashier, you don't have a janitor, you don't have a door greeter, you don't have a stock boy, you don't have a manager managing all those other jobs I just mentioned. So really, automation is happening and we cannot stop it. So if we can't stop automation, what are we going to do about this problem? Well, one of the best solutions that's on the table right now is called universal basic income, where every citizen would get $1,000 a month starting at age 18 for the rest of their life, no matter how much money or how little money they made. And what this does is it allows people to have flexibility between sorts of jobs that we're going to have. And they've already had studies showing that the gig economy is what's really starting to happen. Gig economy means you're having jobs like Uber, or you're starting your own contracting or plumbing business, or you're doing some sort of trade. You're doing things where you're getting little jobs and you're getting paid for those jobs instead of having a steady paycheck that people are used to. But the problem with that is that we still have steady bills even when we don't have steady income. So the universal basic income is just that little buffer that helps people while they're doing those sorts of little jobs. And it also helps, there have been studies that have shown that it helps people to start their own small businesses. One study showed that there was a woman in a third world country where they tried this, and the woman, with her first payment, was able to buy an oven. And with that oven, she started a business. And some people would say, well, couldn't she have taken out a loan and gotten that same oven and then started her business without the universal basic income? But the difference is, and where the power actually comes from, was the fact that now she was in a population where everyone could afford her goods. People could afford food. So she was starting her business and people could afford artisan bread now. And that's really the power of it is, if you wanted to start your own cafe, now people can afford to have your sort of coffee. Or you want to start your own brewery, people can afford your artisan, special brews. So really, we can't stop automation, and secondly, we shouldn't want to, because we shouldn't want human effort to be necessary if a machine could take over that job. What we should want is that all citizens can take benefit in what we've all collectively made. We know that Jeff Bezos didn't make the roads and bridges that carry those supplies around, and the things that we've paid for as a society give benefit to all the companies in our society. So I hope we cleared up some misconceptions about automation. And if you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you give it that like button, what that does is it pushes it out to more people so more people can see it. And if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next video.